Aloha everybody! I'm Susan Nutowitz with letsfeelexcellent.com, and what I'm going to show you how to make right now is yogurt out of sesame seeds. So it's very easy. And why am I making yogurt out of sesame seeds? Well, you have to watch my blog on dairy. With a sesame seed, you can use any nuts or seed, not chia seeds, not flax seeds. They get kind of jelly-like, so you have to use the more fatty seeds like sesame seeds will work, or almonds, Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts, I really bumped up my thyroid, I think, because I was making this Brazil nut milk, which was great because it's full of selenium. Now, sesame seeds have a lot of selenium in them too. And what I want to tell you about sesame seeds is they have a very special fiber. And this fiber, how do you pronounce it? Lignans. Lignans, I think, is how you pronounce it. And that fiber helps lower cholesterol, which my cholesterol is really low to begin with. My good cholesterol is really high, which is what you want. But what I need right now is I need vitamin E. And what sesame seeds help my body to do is have the vitamin E. So it takes the other sources of vitamin E, or the sources of vitamin E that's in my body, and helps make it more so for my body. Okay, so what I did was I soaked the sesame seeds overnight. You can just soak them for, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours. That's really important. Rinse them and drain them. And then I put them in the Vitamix with just enough water, I hope you can see, just enough water to be level with them. And the reason for that is right now, I don't want too much water in there because they're small and I want them to blend. Because I want to open them up and get the milk out of them. So here we go. Hopefully it won't be too long. Okay. I have a really old Vitamixer. It's an antique. It's 27 years old, I think. And it's really loud. I've had boyfriends say, you know, that sounds like an airplane taking off in the house. Had to be careful with neighbors when I use it. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit more water in there. That's pretty good mush right now. And that's filtered water, purified water. Okay. So this is going to be not only a great source of minerals, so we like to have the dairy for the calcium, right? Well, this is going to be a way better source of calcium. It's going to be much more absorbed in the body. But it's going to have other minerals too, like copper. Now, copper's in a lot of things. And the thing you want to know about copper is that you want it balanced with zinc. And sesame seeds have that. It balances with zinc already. I don't know if you can do this in a blender because sesame seeds are small and other seeds are hard. So I don't know if they'll mix up to make the milk. And you'll see the milk when I just in a moment when I finish it. Oh, it smells good like sesame seeds. So you can see the milk. Okay. You can see the milk starting, I think. There. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit more water. And the reason I'm adding the water gradually again is because to grind up all the sesame seeds. So what other minerals do... Oh no, copper. I wanted to tell you about copper. Copper is the thing... I don't know if it's really true or not, but copper is the thing that people are using to turn their hair back to their original color from gray. So copper and zinc is what they say you need to do. So if that is true, I'm not sure if it is, then sesame seeds would be a great source for that. The fat is going to be way less than regular, than if we ate these dry. I'm going to get some more water here. Because we soaked them. So this is a really good source of fat. Very easy to digest. And the nuts themselves, a lot of people don't eat nuts because they're hard to digest. They're constipating. So a lot of people don't eat nuts, but they're a great source of nutrition. So we're making the yogurt for digestion. I don't even need to turn that back on because this is making such good milk, and I'll show you in a second. So if you have your nuts and seeds in milk, and then preferably in this yogurt, then they'll be great. Now you're saying, Susan, this is supposed to be raw. Why are you putting it in a saucepan? And I will tell you why. So I'm straining the meal that we just made. You know, they make machines. They make a machine for everything in the kitchen now. But they make a machine that you can make soy milk, which I wouldn't be interested in doing at all. But you can make soy milk, and you can make nut milks out of nuts and seeds. So if you have a juicer that does this, then you don't need to do the straining part. But I'm doing it in a Vitamixer. And you might be able to accomplish this in a blender. So in which case you're going to need to strain it. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this in a saucepan, we're not going to heat it to cook it. We're only going to heat it to skin temperature. And that is so that we can inoculate it and make yogurt out of it. Why are we making yogurt? Well, we're making yogurt because it's a beneficial bacteria for our gut. Most of us have a bacterial overgrowth of bad bacteria in our gut. So we have some good bacteria, but mostly we have some good bacteria, good fungus, and good parasites, but mostly our gut is run rife with the guys that don't do us any good, and they cause all the fungal infections and the the toenail fungus and the bloated bellies. Here's a mosquito. Get out. No nut milk for you. And the colds and flus, it reduces our immunity. So we want the probiotics. This is the probiotics for the beneficial bacteria. Now you hear a lot about probiotics, but you don't hear so much about prebiotics. And the reason for that is there's not as much research on them, and I think because we like fermented foods. But prebiotics are actually more important. So what's a prebiotic? A prebiotic is a raw onion, raw garlic, chicory is the highest prebiotic, chicory root that is, and bananas, that's my favorite, is bananas. And you don't need very much, but the thing is, if you keep eating the prebiotics, you're going to grow the beneficial bacteria. So if you have prebiotics, probiotics, and antifungals, you got a pretty good healthy gut going on. And a healthy gut is a freed up gut in a freed up body. Frees you up in so many different ways. Alrighty. Actually, I will put that over there. And I'm going to show you how to make this 2 different ways. It's really, really easy. Actually, 3 different ways I'm going to show you. And I have, you see my jars here. I have my jars sterilized. All I did was take a pot, bring some water to boil, turn it off, and then I put the jars in there, dunk them in, and take them out, and they're sterilized. They're really clean. So when I do this with almond milk, it doesn't take as long, but I got a nice meal here. I could make some seed cheese out of this. When you put it through the juicers that make the milk, it comes out really dry, and there's really not anything left of it. But that's okay. I will use that. Okay, later on I will use that. Okay, so now I'm going to heat this only to skin temperature, which I think is 110 degrees. Let me see if I have it in my notes here. "92 degrees Fahrenheit. Does it say Celsius? No, I'm sorry, I don't have that conversion for you. So 92 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't have, I used to have the temperature thingies, but I don't have those anymore. So it'll just be skin temperature. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways. And normally you want to inoculate your milk, put it in your jars, then you put it in, I have like a little glass baking dish here. Just some kind of tray or something. So if it's a live food, so it might bubble up and spill out. So I have a little tray for that. And then when I put it in there, I cover it and I don't move it, and that's it. So I'm going to use 2 different cultures. One is the almond milk yogurt that I made from before, from last time. And all I used to inoculate this almond milk was a vegan culture starter. It was a kefir starter, and it was vegan. So that's all I used to do this. You can use a vegan probiotic. Or you can use last time's culture, or you can use, here's some of the brine, the juice from my carrot kraut. And I didn't strain it, so you can still see little bits of carrot in there. That's fine. That's okay. But that's all I need of the brine. And I'm going to make it that way too. And I will show you how to make these pickled vegetables, which are really easy. A lot of times people get on new diets that incorporate vegetables and they want pickles. So then they go, okay, well, how can I have pickles? Well, they are so easy to make, and I will show you how to do it. Okay. Just a little bit more on that one. So one thing I didn't know about sesame seeds is it's an anti-spasmodic. So the yogurt too is going to be very soothing for the digestive system. So it's going to be yummy for your tummy in a whole bunch of ways. What I like to do with the yogurt is just put it on salad, just like this. You notice I like to keep it thin, like a kefir state, but it will separate and it will be thicker on top, like cream. So you can do other things with it. I like to make a thick ranch dressing for potlucks or company. And I'll do a whole separate video on that. And it involves putting salt and yeast and just things that would make it taste like ranch dressing, but it tastes exactly like it. It's really, really yummy. But I like it just like this. It's really yummy, and I put in my sea vegetables and my Pota Arco, which is my antifungal, and then that is very, very good for my tummy. Okay, so here we go. This is fine, and I'm going to take out some of it. We'll do half-half here. Yeah. Okay. This is how easy this is. Open it up. Pour it in. Oh, there's some of the almond meal on the bottom. Almonds are really thick. It's not the first time I'm making it out of sesame, but I can't remember how thick it gets. It gets really thick with hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are kind of have a gelatinous sort of thing, but not to the point where you cannot do this with flax seeds or chia seeds. They're too jelly. Okay, put that in. Whisk it around. Boom, that's ready for the jars. I'll put this in. Whisk it around. That's it. That's all there is to it. Now it's ready for jars. I think I can pour this stuff right into my dish. Got a little spot there. When you live in Hawaii, you gotta be super careful with bugs. It's just the way of it. And I'm leaving some room on the top for that spillage, that little bubbling up there. Oopsie. Okay, that'll work. Alrighty. Cover it up. And after I put it in its position, I'm not going to move it for 24 hours. Sometimes it might be faster, maybe 8 hours, but 24 hours is the usual time. Sometimes it's, you know, if it's colder where you are, it might be slower. It might be longer. Okay, so that's all there is to it. After 24 hours, then I take it out and it's sour and it tastes just like yogurt. Tastes better than yogurt in my opinion. And catch my blog about dairy to see what the benefits are of making this kind of yogurt. I'm Susan Nutowitz. I thank you for joining me at letsfeelexcellent.com. Aloha.